Hello, everybody. Welcome to Iron Deck. I'm your host, Peter.
And I'm your host, Jeremy.
Welcome. Today, we're just going to have a little discussion about Magic.
A fireside chat.
Yeah,
There's no
finally,
fire.
there's no fire. We got each other on the system here together. My best friend Jeremy here lives all the way across the state, so we have now figured out how to meet up virtually.
It was so easy. It wasn't easy. Anyways, it's happening now. We know how
That's
to do
right.
it.
We've made it work.
Yes.
So let's start. We got to talk about the elephant in the room. The new set is coming out, Double Masters 2.
Double Masters
Excited?
2. Very reasonably priced on Amazon. I think
Yeah.
I saw one box going for I think $800.
And that's a set box, right? That's not even a collector's box.
Yes. That is Magic the Gathering Double Masters Draft Booster Box, $749.
I hate to tell you this. That's the old set.
Wait, this one here?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Well,
but even that's way too high.
There's the Double Masters 2022.
There you go. 2022. So the collector's packs, I think, were intended to be about $220 to $250, but of course that's not happening. And the value of the cards is going haywire, and there's like now an issue with distributors not getting enough product to the LGS stores, and then the LGS stores are being limited. Like if they didn't buy enough Commander's Legends 2, they're not going to get Double Masters 2022. And so there's kind of this panic online of people gobbling up this product.
And I don't know how you feel about Double Masters 2, but it didn't seem awesome.
Really? You don't think so? I mean, it's some pretty impressive reprints.
I'm sorry. I meant Commander Legends 2.
Oh, correct. Yeah, Commander's Legends 2 is
kind of a bomb.
It's kind of a bomb. There's no significant reprints in it. And the new cards that are in it, like the new chase cards that they made, all these dragons and stuff, we don't know if that's going to land anywhere. So people don't know if this is, for example, Commander Legends 1 had very flavorful kind of new ideas. Obviously, Jeweled Lotus, which is like Lotus power in the form of a commander card. So it was very popular, and it had some significant chases, right? And I don't think I'm seeing that so much in Commander's Legends too. So a lot of stores didn't get a lot.
Yeah, in fact, we have some collector's boxes that we haven't opened yet.
Correct. I've not opened any collector's boxes. I opened up a few packs and a few pre-release packs. That's it.
Yeah, I was going to do one for the channel here, and I just couldn't gin up the excitement.
Yeah.
To open Command. And what was the card in last year or 2 years whenever Commander Legends 1 came out? A Hull Breacher, which got banned in Commander and kind of started a nightmare in Legacy.
Yes.
So there was I don't want to call it a staple, but a very heavily played card in, one or two old formats, which, as you know, is what I'm interested in. So,
correct.
And I haven't seen anything out of Commander Legends 2.
And we've said multiple times that, a lot of times prices are driven by Commander players.
Right.
And Commander Legends 1 had a bunch of that, whereas Commander Legends 2 is it feels more like it feels like it should have been a standard set. They should have just done a Dungeons and Dragons 2 standard set.
And the first Dungeons and Dragons set also didn't go over well, right? Not great.
Not well at all.
Yeah.
It's still down in price. It's just, I don't know, for some reason, even though I've growing up playing Magic the Gathering, people would ask me like, what's this Magic the Gathering game? And I would say, you've heard of Pokemon, right? It's like Pokemon, but kind of like Dungeons and Dragons and cards.
Right.
And so you would think this would be like the perfect Reese's Peanut Butter Cup theme. And it just kind of fell dead. I don't know if people weren't interested in rolling D20s or I don't know.
or they didn't make the cards good enough or
right?
desirable enough. I mean,
the power level.
The dragons from the new set are kind of neat, right? For
I did, yes.
7 mana, you can make a bunch of treasure tokens with a D20 roll or 1/1 spirits or whatever.
I've been thinking of how to incorporate that into show and tell.
That's kind of what is depressing about the archetype show and tell, is that the 2 best creatures are in it. So anything else we did would just be for fun, right? Like
making
it's
it
never
worse.
going to be better than Emrakul or Gristlebrand.
Correct.
So it's kind of a bummer. I'd like to use the blue one that lets you draw a D20 worth of cards.
Right.
I think. Yeah, that's what the blue one does.
Well,
that's pretty wild.
Yeah, the blue one draws cards. I like the white one making 1/1s.
Making blue 1/1s for no good reason.
I know, right? So you sneak attack that in, roll your die, or attack, roll your die, and then potentially get a dozen 1/1s on the board. That's pretty good.
Seems pretty good. I guess you could put it in Reanimator if you wanted to get crazy. Mm-hmm. But again, is it better than just playing Archon of Cruelty or Gristlebrand?
Or Gristlebrand, right? Exactly.
Probably not.
Probably not.
If you were to look at the cards that are coming in Double Masters 2, they are all very commander centric.
Okay, yeah, I don't disagree with that.
The cards from the D&D Commander Legends 2 don't seem as commander centric. Like all the needed reprints from Commander are coming out in Double Masters.
Correct. And, and I'm looking at prices right now in Commander Legends 2. So this is a premium product, right? So it should have premium chase cards. Right now, the most expensive card in the set is the Red Dragon for $63. The next card, the second most expensive card, is the Blue Dragon for $29. So you're buying a collector's pack for $25, and the best you're going to do, unless you get the Red Dragon, is $29. Obviously, the full art foil and things like that are multipliers to the price, but that's not a good starting point for a specialty set. For standard set, it's great.
No, exactly. And which is why I haven't been motivated to open any packs.
Exactly.
And there's no cards that I bought
worth more
separately. Right? Now, I take that back. There is a card that I'm about to buy separately, and it's called Displacer Kitten.
Oh, yes. I'm looking at that now.
Displacer Kitten. I don't know how much it's worth. I hope it's not much because I'm about to buy 4 of them.
$13 is the tabletop price.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe it'll go down a little bit. I'm about to pay $13 a piece for them. There's a bunch of fun videos online of going infinite with that, and Teferi Time Raveler, and a Mishra's Bauble, and Narset, and a bunch of stuff. But aside from that, right? So there is one card that is going to impact the Eternal formats that I care about. But
exactly.
Rather than opening packs, I'm just going to buy 4 of them.
Correct. I think that's what a lot of people are doing. They're not out chasing those cards. So now let's contrast that to Double Masters 2022. I'm looking at the prices right now. Imperial Seal sitting at $370, Caverner Souls at $65, Mana Vault at $60, Renin 6 at $58, Dockside Extortionist at $50, Kozilek Butcher of Truth at $48. So, and I'm looking here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. We've got nearly 20 cards worth more than $20.
Yeah, and very cards that people need, right? You've got your Cavern of Souls. You can never have too many Cavern of Souls.
Can never have too many Cavern of Souls.
Aether Vial with some cool new art in the full art one. I'm sure the full art foil of that will be pretty expensive. Mana Vault somehow is as expensive as it is.
Force of Negation.
The new art on Force of Negation is beautiful.
Yes.
And the Mana Drain. Why not, right?
Yep. Is Mana Drain in? Oh yeah, Mana Drain is in, and Mana Vault.
Yeah. So some of the best vintage / commander cards are in Double Masters. Yes.
I mean, I think that's why when they announced Commander Legends 2 and it didn't have anything like this, that people just weren't interested. That being said, that trickles to this crazy demand for double masters because two things happen. Number one, there's less supply because the stores didn't stock a lot of CL2, so they're not going to get a lot of double masters 22 in stock because there was some kind of ratio that the distributors are using. And the second thing is people didn't spend their money on CL2, so they've got that cash for double masters 22. They said, you know what, I'll pass on this. I'll have extra money next time. They don't have the wallet fatigue for the set.
For a set that's going to sell out everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be a mad dash, and I already have anxiety.
Yes, exactly. And now you've got these the collector's booster boxes, which is 4 packs. Again, we had said the retail is supposed to be $250 ish. They're going for over $300 already, and it's only 4 packs. And people are like, oh, it's only 4 packs and that much money. Remember, Double Masters VIP was 1 pack for $100 and 20 lands you didn't want.
Right. Now, how many? They're 15 card packs, right?
I actually have no idea. We'll find out.
Yeah, let's see.
If only there was a magical machine right in front of me that gave me all the information in the world.
If only all of our collected knowledge as human beings was in front of you.
Correct. Now, the really interesting thing about these cards, and this is what made Commander Legends 1 valuable with their collector's packs and things like that, is there's going to be cards in these packs that you can only get in those packs. So like in Commander Legends 1, you had the full art foil Jeweled Lotus. It's like an $800 card. It'll get reprinted. I don't have my hopes up, but these are chase cards that can only be found in this premium product. So, you're paying $200 to $300 for 4 packs, but you're potentially getting cards that you're only going to be able to get in those packs, and once they sell out, they're done. They usually don't reprint, or they don't do a second wave of collectors anything. And so you are basically, you've limited the supply, you've got the same amount of demand, and so the price of these cards go up. So Wizards now is introducing these textured cards, kind of like the Pokemon secret rares or whatever, where you've got the little swirls in the foiling. It's the same company, so I'm surprised it took them this long to do that. They are, what's the word? Pricey?
I think you said Liliana is going for $700 or $800 pre-sale.
Liliana. All right. So on a popular purchasing
pull
website,
back on the mic a little bit.
Yes, on the Liliana purchasing site, on a popular card purchasing site, Liliana, the Last Hope textured foil, sold out at $600. Ulamog, the Infinite Gyrer, $900. And brace yourself, Kozilek, Butcher of Truth, $1,000
for Kozilek.
Yeah.
So let's give a little bit of advice that we are not intending as financial advice. Whatever caveat, don't do this because we told you to do this.
That's right.
But don't buy those.
No.
Buy dual lands. Take that money and
100%.
buy an underground sea.
Yes.
Buy a volcanic island. If you're in the market for $1,000 Kozilek, instead of that, buy a foreign black bordered Badlands. Like
buy a beat up unlimited Chaos Orb.
Buy a Chaos Orb.
Completely unplayable card.
Right.
Mid right now is about $1,500. You can get them beat up for $900 to $1,100, and it's not going down in price, in my opinion.
Right. Do not use this as financial advice, whatever. Buy something other than a $600 Liliana. All she does is give a creature -2/-1.
She'll be dead before you can ultimate.
She will definitely be dead before she can ult.
Yeah, there's a lot of times you and I have had the conversation of, we're getting FOMO on some product, like, oh, should I get this? Should I get that? And then I just interrupt and say, go buy a Tega.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of spending $1,000 on secret layer cards that are definitely going to bend into a Pringle. I promise you, if you buy the foil, they're going to be ruined by the time they reach you.
They're going to arrive Pringled
by dual lands.
Yeah. Yeah. It's now that also being said, if you crack one, sell it.
I mean, so this is worth talking about. This is, as you talked about before, it's kind of a soft reserve list, right?
True.
So, I mean, look, if you're playing Commander and you need Kozilek and you want him to be the dopest version on planet Earth, I get it.
Yep.
I guess. Like, spend your $1,000, get your Kozilek. Hopefully it goes down. But, right, sell them.
Well, here's what I think.
Well, so I'm sorry. Before you say that, there is the alternate art Japanese Liliana Dreadhorde General, right? And if you have her in foil, it's like a $3,000 card now.
Is it up to $3,000 now?
I think so. I could be talking out of my ass.
No, you might be right.
Yeah, check on the internet if you have access. I have
do.
Giant windows.
If I have access, yes, of course.
If your dial-up is still there, did you remember to turn off?
Mom, hang up the phone.
Turn off call waiting, or I'll get bumped.
Oh, we just aged ourselves.
I know. Depressing.
A very popular card trading site has it for $4,000.
$4,000. So, out of the other side of our mouth, after we said buy reserve list cards instead of $1,000 Kozilek, like maybe it goes up that high.
So
probably not.
Well, so here's the one way that can happen. We have this nostalgia for the first of something. So if you look at the price multiplier on an Urza's Destiny card, not even just any rare, not even a reserve list, the difference in price between the rare and the foil is huge because of how hard it was to pull one of those foils back in the day. And nobody's cracking Urza's Destiny boxes now.
Right.
I hope. God, just buy the cards you need because the box is worth more. But so there may be some of that factor in this, and the fact that this is the first time Wizards is doing any kind of textured card. So you could say, you crack your Kozilek, it's worth $1,000. Will Wizards reprint Kozilek in a textured format? Or will it just be other cards and you can always say, well, Kozilek was the first one and it was impossible to pull? That would be the way that card goes up in value.
Right. And we just don't know, right? If textured cards are going to be a thing, if you're going to be able to feel it through the sleeve and it'll be illegal. I doubt that'll happen. But
no, because it's the bottom, it's the face down, it's the face of the card. It'll be face down in the deck. So
I'm sure they check
just feel that.
But
yeah. I'm sure you got to remember Pokemon does it, so they figured that out there. Right. It looks like the same texturing to me, so.
It's interesting. I don't know.
It's interesting.
I'll tell you that unless it was the most important card in the world to me, it would be a stretch to pay $600
to buy the card outright. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think, but here's the important thing is I don't think this is the end of this kind of stuff. I mean, ever since Wizards released the masterpieces in Kaladesh, they have been kind of chasing the dragon of Bling Factor. Once they figured out how to cut cards properly, they started doing the full art and then, the foil and then the alternate art and now the alternate borders and they're just going to keep going. There's going to be multiple versions of every card. I mean, that's how all of the Japanese games are like that, even Pokemon, but like Dragon Ball or Yu-Gi-Oh! And all
Force
these.
of Will.
All these card games, they've got multiple versions, multiple rarities of a single card, which just makes people open more packs, people chasing the cards, and the demand will be there for stores to do mass box openings because somebody wants to buy 4 of this card, and so stores are gonna, I think, are gonna open up product to have this kind of inventory. The only downside is with this first thing of Double Masters 22, it seems like Wizards might be restricting the supply, which is creating this chaos in the pre-secondary market.
And it's chaos. 100% chaos.
Absolutely.
4 packs, $300 and something.
Yep.
Kind of wild.
Yep.
You might pull $1,000 Kozilek. You might pull a $4 Mythic.
That would be the travesty, right?
Yeah. Roll the dice. We're gambling here.
Burning Tree Emissary? Oh no.
Oh, good.
That's not in the set. I'm just what was that? That was
it might be.
Was that Masters 25 or something? I don't know. It was or Future Sight. There was some terrible how about this balance in Eternal Masters? It's worth $1.99 Mythic.
Worth $1.99. Arguably one of the most powerful Magic cards ever printed. But if you need a balance, you have one.
Yeah, you already have it. It's in your box of revised bulk cards.
And unless you're playing Vintage or Commander.
Right.
I don't even know if balance is legal in Commander.
Oh boy. That sure would create some havoc, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it probably isn't, but I don't know.
Oh boy. So that being said, I'm hopeful to get a few boxes of collectors boxes, and we'll certainly open some on the channel.
Yes, we will open some on the channel and hope we pull $1,000 ribbed Kozilek.
Ribbed for our pleasure.
Ribbed, exactly.
Those videos will be short though because there's only 4 packs. I would have to like slowly open it and do like one card at a time, like certain channels have done.
Yes. I mean, I'm excited to open them, flush some money down the toilet. Now, as an alternative to buying ridiculously expensive ribbed cards, do you want to talk about some cards I bought 24 years ago?
Absolutely.
So back in the day, the misty old times of 1998, if I recall correctly.
Day. Yes.
Back in my day, you could buy Moxen for $15 a piece.
That sounds like a lie.
These are these are the Moxen that I play with.
Okay.
I have some other ones in sleeves in a safe deposit box in case a missile strikes my house or whatever. But these are the ones that I bought and I put in sleeves and I shuffle up. They're in rough condition. I will go over each one. Here's the Mox Sapphire. Flip it over. Little beat up. I mean,
yeah, definitely HP.
Yeah, HP. Let's see. Got the Mox Emerald.
Ooh, that's nice and dark on the edge. Ooh, yeah.
Beat up.
Yep.
The most beat up is the Mox Jet.
That was definitely. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Wow.
Did you know that if you put these cards in your bicycle spokes, they make a frivolous little sound?
Wow. That was definitely slid on a concrete sidewalk playing Magic.
Yes. The Mox Ruby, which sat in my casual burn deck for probably 15 years.
You were that jerk showing up to casual Magic with your Mox Ruby in a burn deck.
That's accurate. Mox Ruby, what's it called? Wheel of Fortune. Back in the day when Wheel of Fortune was $5. And here's the Mox Pearl, which spent time in my shadow deck. Mono white shadow deck.
Ooh. Can't be blocked except by shadows.
Cannot be blocked at all. Now I'm going to try to get this. You can see this bend through the middle of the card. I mean, it lays pretty flat despite
it sure does
being bent in half. So I bought these in 1998 while I was in Colorado for the Laser Storm National Championships.
Which for the audience,
our team won.
national champion. You're
Sneaky
looking at
flounders. So I got these for $15 a piece at a comic store or card store. It was a comic store back then. And I remember the guy felt guilty about selling them to me because they were in such bad condition. And I'm pretty sure this is in the early days of sleeves. So he was thinking, what are you going to do with that in a deck? It's clearly marked.
It's clearly a marked card, yeah.
But, you know, sleeves were becoming a thing. And I was like, oh, I'll put them in sleeves. Use this to cast my Ishan's Shade and other super relevant cards. But I imagine now, you know, you can't breathe on one of these things for under what, $1,500?
Yeah, I bet you that jet in that condition is well over $1,000. So
just another example of what you could be picking up instead of a ribbed Kozilek.
I think what really kind of shines here is, you know, in today's day and age, the value of the cards is driven by scarcity and flashiness, right? So, you know, you can get a Kozilek and play with Kozilek. So it's not like the need for the card is driving the value of that $1,000 Kozilek. That $1,000 Kozilek is so expensive because it is a special version of that card. Whereas back in the day, we didn't have that option. It was those cards are valuable based on their own merit, based on what those cards did. And if you wanted the most powerful card, you had to spend the money for it. And over time, you now have compounded the power of that card plus the scarcity of that card, keeping in mind they're almost 30 years old now. So now you're looking at, you know, 5 cards that have been put through a washing machine practically.
Right.
And they're all 4 figures.
But they lay flat though.
That's important.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. You know, and I got these purely because I wanted to put them in terrible decks. And at that time,
yeah, that's another good point. You're not building good decks with these.
These were not playing in anything good. This was not type 1 competitive decks, right?
Mono white shadows.
Mono white shadows. This was in my land destruction deck. That was in my burn deck. I never played green, so this just collected dust. And I'm pretty sure this was in a deck that tried to win with Vesuvan Doppelganger.
Oh no!
And fog banks.
And let me say for the audience, in the late 90s, I used to play against your land destruction deck, and for everybody out there, it was a nightmare. You know, like when you sit down and you're playing, and your opponent starts playing mill, and you're like, oh. That's what it was like sitting in front of him playing his land destruction. It was just all land. Every card had to do with land destruction, and then you killed us with what was it? I always get it wrong. Is it Rack or Vice?
Jazam the Jin.
Oh, well, that too.
It was Jazam, and then it was the Vice. I think the Vice squeezes you.
Yeah, so Vice hits you if you have too many cards in your hand. And because you have no land, you draw and go. So you always have 6 or 7 cards in your hand, and you take a hit every turn from Vice. What a nightmare.
Yeah, and then Wizards printed fetch lands, and land destruction became terrible.
Because you could just keep your fetches out and then just fetch them all at once, right?
Yep. And just wait until you need to activate them, right? So I wasn't able to proactively take you off of lands. You just leave your Pollute Delta in play. And then I'm sitting there with a sinkhole and an ice quake and a rain of tears and sadness.
Sadness on the stack.
Sadness goes on the stack. Those were the days.
Yes.
They're gone now.
Yes, but I would say you did well with your investment nonetheless.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Definitely in the black.
And like I said, now these are in competitive decks. Like these live in a Hogak, bizarre aggro deck.
Nice.
These live in a Jeskai deck that I'll never play in paper because paper vintage doesn't exist.
Boy, it's you know, I put in all the effort to complete my power 9 and with the intention of building a vintage deck, and it's kind of like I have them now and I'm looking at them saying, I don't know what to do with these. I'm not going to be able to play with anybody.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go to Eternal Weekend this year if it's
lovely
alive, if it's in real life. And I'm going to go up there and play against the best and brightest and get a mud hole stomped in me.
Dumpstered. Just get dumpstered.
Absolutely.
That's going to make for some good Pun Central.
Yes, sir.
We'll have to get our own side event going so that we can actually film it.
Yeah, in fact, I would like to go to that Commander Fest Orlando, except I think there's no other events except for Commander, right? Like, I don't think they're doing side events. I think it's just Commander, and you have to pay for it.
Well, I guess we'll have to get into Commander, Jeremy.
We're going to have to get into Commander.
Coming up next time on Iron Deck, Jeremy and I learn how to build a Commander deck.
Yes, sir. We will learn how to build a Commander deck, and you can put none of these cards in them.
That's true. That's right. But now I have a use for all my extra dual lands.
Exactly. All right.
I think that went well. Our first discussion.
Our first discussion.
We'll wrap it up. Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Again, we were just kind of shooting off the cuff here. We wanted to kind of just start sharing ideas. We would appreciate some comments below. We'll happily comment back. Like and subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel. And I always say it, at some point we're going to have some live magic going here, and that's really going to be the treat. So like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is Iron Deck.
See you next time. Like, comment, subscribe.
Smash that button, dog.
Smash it.